Greetings. Today we continue our study in the book of Psalm 23. We begin our study of verse 5 today on the subject of the shepherd's provision, the prepared table, the perfumed oil, and the plentiful cup. Psalm 23:5 says, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over." In John chapter 10 and verse 10, which is part of the Good Shepherd discourse, Jesus said, "I am come that they," and the context is his sheep, "might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly." He said in verse 9, "I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture." There are three great needs of the sheep. They are food, water, and health. So let's look first at the prepared table. Let's look at the fullness of the table. Let's begin by looking at the place of the prepared table. In the presence of mine enemies. You see, God never promised that we would not have enemies. Rather, he promised that he would provide for us in their presence. I want to go to the book of John chapter 21, and some may think that this is kind of off topic, but we're going to read verses 9 through 17. It is the instance after Jesus comes and to the Sea of Galilee, and the disciples have fished all night and they've taken nothing, and Jesus tells them to cast out the other side of the boat, which is kind of deja vu. We have a similar instance in the beginning of his ministry with them. But it says, "As soon as then as they were come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid thereon, and bread. Jesus saith unto them, Bring ye of the fish which you have now caught. Simon Peter went up and drew the net to the land full of great fishes, 153. And for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken. Jesus saith unto them, Come and dine. And none of his disciples durst or dared to ask him, Who art thou? Knowing that it was the Lord. Then Jesus cometh and taketh bread and giveth them, and fish likewise. This is now the third time that Jesus showed himself to his disciples. After that, he was risen from the dead. So when they had dined, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. He saith unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved, because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Jesus saith unto him, Feed my sheep. I don't have time to take a deep dive into the different words for being fond and the deep agape love that Jesus spoke of there, and the different stages of sheep. But I want you to notice that Peter was at a point where he had said, after he denied the Lord 3 times, I go a-fishing. And the Lord came to reaffirm. In fact, in the original text, they're statements of fact. Peter, you love me more than these things. Now, the only way it could be questions is in the form of a indirect question. I'm not saying that that is wrong, but I'm saying it's even more powerful when we understand that Jesus is reaffirming 3 times. And why I bring this up is that what we have is that the shepherd arrives for Peter at the needed time. And in the needed place, the shepherd arrives. He shows up. And he does the necessary thing to strengthen Peter to do the work which we've been called to do. And that is to be not just sheep, but to become shepherds to help birth other sheep and lead them in the way of the great, good, and chief shepherd, Jesus Christ.